एकचोटि मेरो नाम चाहिँ शीतल साख्य हो अनि म चाहिँ अहिले त ग्लोबल एक्सन नेपालमा चाहिँ यो एउटा अध्ययनमा चाहिँ कार्यरत त्यसमा चाहिँ इन्भल्भ छु मलाई चाहिँ टपिक दिनुभएको छ मेन्स्ट्रुअल पेनको बारेमा कुरा गर्नलाई हैन सो जब हामीले मेन्स्ट्रुअल पेनको बारेमा कुरा गर्छौं के लाग्छ भने सबैलाई दुख्दो रहेछ सबैलाई एकदमै दुख्छ भन्ने खालको पनि कसैलाई हुन्छ नि त तर हैन रहेछ नि त हामी त स्प्रेड भयौं हैन कसैलाई एकदम दुख्ने कसैलाई कम दुख्ने कसैलाई नदुख्ने सो त्यो एकदम डिफरेन्ट लेभलको हुन्छ जुन अघि हामीले छलफलमा पनि धेरै कुराहरू गर्यौं डाक्टरले पनि धेरै कुरा गर्नुभयो हैन हामी सबैको शरीर चाहिँ फरक हुन्छ तपाईलाई धेरै दुख्छ भने अर्को कसैलाई चाहिँ नदुख्न पनि सक्छ हैन त्यो कुरा चाहिँ हामीले बुझ्नुपर्छ सबैलाई दुख्छ भनेर अघि त्यो जुन लिभको कुराहरू पनि गर्दै हुनुहुन्थ्यो हैन प्रिमियम लिभ सो त्यो चाहिँ सबैको शरीर चाहिँ फरक हुन्छ त्यही अनुसार चाहिँ हामी सबैजना चाहिँ फरक छौं भन्ने कुरा पनि बुझ्नुपर्छ अब यो ग्रुप अनुसार चाहिँ हामीलाई अलिकति आफ्नो एक्सपिरियन्सहरु चाहिँ शेयर गरौँ न जसले चाहिँ एकदम दुख्छ बस्नु भएको छ हैन सो के तपाईको त्यस्तो अनुभव अथवा तपाईले एकदम दुख्दाखेरि के गर्नुहुन्छ
मेरो चाहिँ मेन्स्ट्रुएसन फर्स्ट टाइम हुँदा चाहिँ लाइक पेटहरु दुखेन त्यस्तो केही पनि हुँदैन थियो अनि त्यो पछि चाहिँ मेरो मन्थली नै हुन थाल्यो अनि अहिले चाहिँ मेरो फर्स्ट डेमा चाहिँ मलाई एकदम गाह्रो हुन्छ अनि सेकेन्ड डेबाट चाहिँ कम हुन्छ तर फर्स्ट डेमा चाहिँ एकदम गाह्रो हुन्छ अनि फर्स्ट टाइम पिरियड हुँदा नि भएको थिएन अनि त्यो पछि लाइक अब अहिले चाहिँ फर्स्ट टाइम पिरियड लाइक फर्स्ट डेमा चाहिँ जहिले नै एकदम पेन हुने
अनि दुख्दाखेरि चाहिँ के गर्नुहुन्छ
तातो पानी खान्छु हट ब्याग लाग्छु अनि यस्तो
नर्मल हुन्छ नि पेनहरु हुन्छ नि त्यो ढाड दुख्नेहरु त्यस्तो नर्मल नै हुन्छ
के गर्छ
बिहान उठेर लाइट एक्सर्साइज गर्ने अनि त्यसपछि तातो पानीहरु खाने अनि पोसिलो खानेकुराहरु खाने
पिरियड भइसकेपछि एकदमै गाह्रो हुने त्यस्तो चाहिँ हुँदैन सामान्य कहिलेकाहीँ ढाड दुख्ने त्यस्तो मात्र हुन्छ अरु खासै प्रब्लम चाहिँ हुँदैन यो नर्मल हो भन्ने सोच्छु खासै त्यस्तो केही पनि गर्दिन
मलाई चाहिँ पहिला सुरुमा त हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ यस्तो पेट दुख्ने कि म बस्नु नसकेर ओरो दोरो त्यसरी नै गर्छु दिनभरि त्यसरी नै बिताउँथे अनि त्यो एउटा दबाई हुन्थ्यो त्यो दबाई खान्थे हैन तर अहिले चाहिँ त्यस्तो केही पनि दुख्दैन अहिले केही नै हुँदैन अहिले आनन्द छ क्या त्यही अरु त केही पनि हुँदैन मलाई त्यही पहिला चाहिँ खान्थे म बिहाभन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ हैन अनि पछि चाहिँ बच्चा भएपछि चाहिँ मेरो दुख्नलाई कम भयो अहिले छोरीलाई चाहिँ त्यस्तै हुन्छ फेरि मलाई जस्तै अनि त्यस्तोहरु दुख्नेहरुले त्यस्तो अहिले केही पनि हुँदैन पेट दुख्नेहरु चाहिँ
सो मलाई चाहिँ त्यो महिनाभरि मैले एकदम अनहेल्दी कुरा खाइरहेको छु सुत्न पुगिरहेको छैन मैले धेरै स्ट्रेस दिइरहेको छु भने त्यो एन्ड अफ द मन्थ चाहिँ यो महिनाभरि मैले चाहिँ धेरै सोचेँ मैले चाहिँ मेरो फिजिकल हेल्थमा ध्यान दिइनँ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ महिनाभरिबाट देखिन्छ मलाई एकदम दुख्छ गाह्रो हुन्छ तर यदि मैले चाहिँ महिनाभरि चाहिँ हेल्दी खाइरहेको छु टाइममा सुतिरहेको छु एटलिस्ट 8 घण्टाको निद्रा पुरा गरिरहेको छु धेरै कुरा स्ट्रेस दिइरहेको छैन भने चाहिँ त्यो नर्मल हुन्छ मेरो केसमा चाहिँ त्यो हुन्छ हैन अनि एकजना साथीको पनि मलाई अनुभव सुनाउन चाहिँ मन लाग्यो सो म चाहिँ पहिला धुलीखेलमा पढ्थेँ केयुमा पढ्थेँ सो दिनदिनै हामी धुलीखेलसम्म ट्राभल गर्थ्यौँ अनि एकजना साथी आउँथ्यो कि ऊ चाहिँ धुलीखेलसम्म पुग्न अझ 2 घण्टा ट्राभल गरेर आउँथ्यो ऊ चाहिँ दुब्लो मान्छे एकदम पिरियड हुँदाखेरि एकदम गाह्रो हुने यस्तोसम्म भएको छ कि उसलाई एकदम गाह्रो भएर हामी हस्पिटल पनि पुऱ्याएको छौँ कि धुलीखेल हस्पिटल पनि लगेका छौँ हामीले सो उसलाई एकदम गाह्रो हुन्थ्यो सो उसले चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ एकदम त्यो भिजिबली देखेको कुरा के त्यो चाहिँ खाना नखाने बिहान छिटो आउने खाना नखाइकन आउने क्यान्टिनमा पनि अनहेल्दी कुराहरू खाने त्यस्तो गर्थ्यो सो हामीले चाहिँ साथीहरू मिलेर चाहिँ हैन अब चाहिँ तिमी हेल्दी खाने भनेर चाहिँ हामीले त्यो मेसमा खानाहरू हुन्थ्यो हैन सो हामी डेली खाना खान्थ्यौँ कि त्यसपछि महिनाभरि खाना खाँदाखेरि चाहिँ उसको एकदम दुखाइ कम भएको थियो त्यस्तो एकदमै दुख्ने त्यस्तो गाह्रो भएको थिएन कि उसलाई सो उसको चाहिँ एउटा डिस्मेनोरियाको अर्कै कन्डिसन पनि थियो त्यसले गर्दाखेरि एकदमै पेन भएर पेन्ट नै हुने हस्पिटल नै लानुपर्ने त्यस्तो थियो तर उसले चाहिँ महिनाभरि नै अलि न्युट्रिसियस खानेकुराहरू खाँदाखेरि चाहिँ एकदमै दुखाइ कम भएको थियो कि सो अघि जो म्यामले पनि कुरा गर्नुभएको छ फुड न्युट्रिसनको कुराहरू हैन त्यो चाहिँ एकदम नै महत्त्वपूर्ण छ हामीलाई चाहिँ एकदम सानो कुरा माइनर कुरा जस्तो लाग्छ तर त्यो महिनाभरिको कुराले चाहिँ एन्ड अफ द मन्थ हैन जब हामीलाई महिनावारी हुन्छ जब पिरियड हुन्छ त्यो चाहिँ एकदम देखिने रहेछ कि त्यसले गर्दाखेरि महिनावारीमा दुखाइ हुने महिनावारीहरू इरेगुलर हुने त्यस्तो समस्याहरू चाहिँ धेरै हुँदो रहेछ सो त्यो चाहिँ एउटा सानो एक्सपिरियन्स चाहिँ सुनाएँ मैले
मेरो छोरीको नाम माया अनि मेरो छोरी सानो हुँदाखेरि पहिले पल्ट हातमा हो युज एन्ड थ्रो and then आमा इन्भाइरोमेन्टको बारेमा नराम्रो के गर्ने and then अर्कोचोटि अलिकति ठुलो भयो यो menstrual cup हो menstrual cup is here yeah and कस्तो yes it looks big अलिकति ठुलो but सानो and then you can explain you have to squeeze it you can explain that and then अहिले menstrual cup ticket And aja boli, your menstrual pant. Deri sajilo. But you need three pairs. Yota, one day, and then garma, washing, arkun naya safa, and mo, bujdina, but kosto chala. It's so clever. So my daughter has used every single product. Now for you, not you, but for the girls, you choose which do you like. Some people like this one, some people like the tampon, some people like the cup, and some people like the pant. They are all different. So it's your own choice. Afno bisherma kunram rocha. But mero bisherma, keta kolagi, school jane, yota padcha, sanga, tapaiko didi, sathi, bahini, period ancha, and pad china. Didi. Oh, so here, look. Get that? Get this one. Pick it up. So tapai school ho, and tapai ko sathi period aune. Oh, didi samayasa china and dinos. So period is important for boys and girls. Large like Dina. Because Mahinawari China, Babu China. Oh. Pariwako lagi. Didi, but to make the baby, you have to have menstruation. So it's very important that boys don't feel shy. In my work, Mero campus core, Mero Paili Paltak, Mahinawari co product, your Turo Manche and the women, oh no, I'm not. I don't, I'm like, it's saffron. It's not dirty. So if you have just one or two in your bag and your sister or friend has the period, then you can say, Samasha China, here you go. Not like this. Oh, here. Secret. Yeah? Why secret? No need to be secret. Be proud. Be strong. Be kind. Kyo kind na Pali bahasa? Daya maya? Dayalu. Roknus. Be kind. Hazur. So to be kind. So you need to know about the product and have choice, but also it's very good to have just for the emergency. Small, when you get the after baby, you need a bigger one. This one, different size. We are all different. So when it's inside, look, the blood is coming down and so cyano blood, cyano size, deri blood ayo, and it becomes bigger and it makes it like a block. And then when it comes out, throw and then arco. But for your health and your body, rewashable. This one is better for the environment and your health. This one is better for the environment and your health. And also, these two, every month, paisa, chori paisa, plus deri samaya kalagi. So do the math lesson. In my life, koti deri paisa yo, if you buy this one, you save money in the long term. So you have to have the money to buy the more expensive, but it lasts longer. And this one every month, paisa. Oh. So yeah, and then. Yeah.
When you talk about impact of Dignity Without Danger research project, I must tell my own story to start with. We have started this project in the end of 2018, I think. During those days, we were not really discussing about this kind of issues. And I know I was even embarrassed or shy to talk about these menstruation issues in public, particularly in front of the women, girls, etc. But when we started this project, we beginning to have little bit of discussion about these issues and beginning to understand all the issues, what is happening in the country and what is happening the girls that they have to be apart from their happiness, and we could see the discrimination as well. So this project we have started in different parts of the country, particularly 7 districts from 7 provinces. That's what we have started. Then I myself beginning to discuss, beginning to talk about this issue with the girls, adolescents, and women groups as well. So that is, I found, is something change, something impact on me from this project. However, when some of my family members were even asking me that, why you are doing this kind of project? This is not really should be talking in public. This also came during my research project, but I thought that I should work in this area because of the girls and because of the women were really victimized from this issue. So then we also found that in the country there are so many areas that they have restrictions, they have taboos, stigma, all these things. So we thought that this kind of issue cannot really changed in the society because of it is deeply rooted, and this practice has been going on for a long time, and this is kind of relating to life, and however it is not really directly related to religion, but it has made in such a way that this is related to religion as well. So we thought that this kind of issue will not really abolish overnight, and also it won't abolish that by dismantling their shelter or their cowshed etc. In the far west. We found the taboos and stigma is all over the country in different ways. Let's say maybe extreme in the west, but in other part of the country also that we found it exists. Besides these ethnic group has got less stigma and that kind of tradition that they had to follow. So some places that they had to be in cowshed, but some places they can not participate, they cannot really consume some certain foods in the country, in different parts of the country, I must say. So what happened was that then they are not really enjoying during those days, that they could not really consume what they really wished to have, and also they could not really participate in different ceremonies, particularly cultural or religious ceremonies, particularly like wedding, any death ceremony, any worshipping things, something like that. So these are everywhere. It was existing in the society. And also we found this is a matter of generation as well. If they are a nuclear family, by themselves, those who are not really practicing it, but then those who are extended family, they are practicing. So we thought that what we should be doing about this. Then we thought education is the way that we could probably help them to understand, and so they can make the decision by themselves. It's kind of informed decision, let them make. So these sort of things that from outsider cannot really do it, cannot really force it, but they have to realize, they have to understand well, so that they can change in their daily life, and particularly during those days they can help their seniors, their parents, and so on and so forth. So we thought that let's start with the school education. So we have developed materials, menstruation education materials for the teachers, for students to study, and then that will be helpful for teachers to teach menstruation or sexual reproductive health aspects without any hesitation. So this is one of the area that during our research we also found that lots of teachers are really skipping those lessons. So our resource books, and materials could help them to teach this kind of subject matter in the classroom without any hesitation. That's what we felt. So we have got all these materials with us, and that is provided to different schools with training teachers and so on and so forth. That's still going on. So, when I have got this kind of that project we were running, then the idea of discussing this kind of issues, not only within myself, but it came into, we could talk in my own family and also in my own organization, that organizations, staff members and other, stakeholders also beginning to talk about these issues in different with different stakeholders, that from community they could express their issues in front of man and both gender, I must say. So that is how the impact has impacted us, let's say, personally and professionally as well in us. So I must say that was this project was kind of a transition for kind of changing, and I must say that this is kind of a ways to bring change into someone, to involve them, to engage them in the issue, so that they can really change into their behavior like me. All adolescents and women, or even let's say menstruator, I must say, because there are other, like third gender also has got this issue. And what we really have to understand, this issue, menstruation, is not really is something that is in our culture or religion, is the practice that has been inherited by our forefathers, our parents for a long time. But what we have not really done is that, why we are doing this kind of, stigma and taboos in the society, in our family. That has to be understood well. And so that we still have got this decision that you can make yourself whether I should be really following this kind of, this kind of practices or not. Whether, some parts of it we may have to continue, some parts of it we may have to stop. That's up to you, everybody. Thank you.
नमस्ते, मेरो नाम सुषमा भट्ट अनि मेरो नाम फिनिक्स खेनी हो।
तपाईँ नेपाली बोल्नुहुन्छ?
अलिअलि
बोल्नुहुन्छ? ल ठिक छ। तपाईहरुलाई कस्तो लाग्यो त्यो यो सेसनले तपाईहरुलाई के दियो जस्तो लाग्छ?
अहिले सेसनमा चाहिँ उहाँले एकदम महत्त्वपूर्ण कुरा गर्नुभयो। महिनावारीमा जस्तै अब हाम्रो समाजमा के कस्ता प्रथाहरू छन्, ती प्रथाहरू कसरी आए, किन चाहिँ हामीले त्योहरूलाई मान्ने गर्छौँ, तर त्यसको असरहरू हुन्छ नि महिनावारीमा जस्तै उहाँले चाहिँ छुने नछुने छुवाछुतको कुरा गर्नुभयो। त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ उहाँले विभिन्न उदाहरण दिनुभयो किन चाहिँ मान्ने किन चाहिँ नमान्ने कुरामा यसको फाइदा बेफाइदाहरूको कुराहरू। साथै उहाँले एउटा अर्को राम्रो कुरा के पनि गर्नुभयो भने जस्तो अहिले हाम्रो किशोरीहरूमा जुन यो जङ्क फुड खाने चलन धेरै छन्, त्यसले गर्दा पनि महिनावारीलाई कसरी असर गर्छ, त्यसले गर्दा जस्तै कसरी चाँडो रोगको शिकार भइन्छ, त्यो कुराहरू गर्नुभयो होइन। त्यो कुरा चाहिँ जस्तै म आफै पनि यतिकै होइन, म पनि आफै वयस्क भइसक्दा पनि त्यति कुराहरू म पनि जङ्क फुडको फ्यान हो, धेरै खान्छु। अचम्म त सुन्दाखेरि त्यही पनि हो भने जस्तो झसङ्ग त्यो चसक्क लाग्ने कुराहरू के। सो त्यो चाहिँ अब अहिलेको समयमा महिनावारी मान्ने नमान्ने त अब धेरै युवाहरू चाहिँ एजुकेटेड पनि भइसक्नुभयो। ग्रामीण भेगहरूमा यस्तो समस्याहरू अझै पनि छन्। त्यो कुराहरू चाहिँ डाक्टर साहबले चाहिँ राम्रोसँग एकदम कनेक्ट गरेर भन्नुभयो कि कसरी चाहिँ यो किन हामी स्वास्थ्य हुनुपर्छ, किन पाठेघर चाहिँ महत्त्वपूर्ण हो कि। महिनावारी भनेर रगतको मात्र होइन, किन चाहिँ हामी एउटा एज अ होल बडी चाहिँ शरीर चाहिँ हाम्रो चाहिँ किन महत्त्व, किन चाहिँ त्यो हुनुपर्छ, त्यो भएर चाहिँ कसरी हाम्रो सृष्टिको सृजना हुन्छ। अब त्यो सृष्टिको सृजना गर्ने चिजलाई किन हामीले अब अपवित्र भन्ने जस्तो कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ एकदम मजाले बुझाउनु भयो। सायद धेरै भाइ बहिनीहरू त्यहाँ पनि एकदम उहाँले रमाइलो मानेर सुनिराख्नु भएको, तर हामीलाई पनि एकदम रमाइलो लागिरहेको थियो।
In the US, there are stigmas and taboos, but they're more kind of created between social groups as opposed to here. Those taboos and stigmas come deeply from religion. So in the US, it's more, you still see kind of children picking on each other, little girls in classrooms, if they bleed through their pants, they don't know where to go, the boys would make fun of them. We still have those behaviors, absolutely, but it doesn't come from this idea of juto, it doesn't come from, these really hierarchical and very worshipped texts.
But now you are in Nepali family.
Now I'm, yes.
Is there any kind of taboos, stigma?
Well, I've asked my husband about this because he has a baini, and I asked him, do you remember like growing up with your sister? And he says, not so much. It wasn't so like blatant in his family, but he does know, he remembers times when his father would be cooking, and it's like, why is my dad cooking? My dad never cooks. So it was these kind of subtle hints that there were things happening in the home. But since with the baini being abroad and coming back, it's a different, it's kind of been forced to change a little bit. But then during Dasai last year, when I got to go to his family, I was menstruating, and it was this like, should I go? Should I not go?
Exactly.
And I had this private experience. I ended up having to ask my sister-in-law. I was like, wait, can I go? And she's like, yeah, but don't tell anybody. So it was this weird private experience being made public, but then told to hush it.
Right.
So it was a very strange, that was like my first kind of experience being in the shoes of somebody.
That's right.
But then having the confidence to talk about it and having someone who could kind of respond to me in a way that felt comfortable.
What do you think about like this morning session that Dr. Aruna was talking about? How much value it has got, do you think?
Well, you talked about the content, so I'm going to talk about more of the room setup, because Dr. Aruna, she's clearly an expert, and I think when I've been in Nepali classrooms, that expert has a hard time engaging with the students. They're very quiet, but instead in this room, we're seeing so much laughter and kind of side conversations. That's when she makes people talk to her. She still kind of has that authoritative voice, but it's being responded to in a way that I don't typically see. And then next to each other, you have student and teacher next to each other, both learning, both sharing their experience as equals. I think it kind of challenges the normal way that people learn here. and put someone who has a lot of knowledge at the front of the room at the same time.
Just film this. Today, which part did you like?
I like everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Why?
I'm very excited. I want to participate in another program, okay?
आज चाहिँ हामीले मेन्स्ट्रुअल हाइजिनको बारेमा चाहिँ कुरा भएको थियो अनि हाम्रो मेन्स्ट्रुअल हाइजिनको कुरा चाहिँ हामीले बच्चैदेखि 7-8 क्लासमा हेल्थ सब्जेक्टमा पढ्दै आउने पनि टपिक हो बट स्टिल किन यो अझै इम्पोर्टेन्ट छ भनेर बुझ्दाखेरि चाहिँ किनभने हाम्रो सोसाइटीमा चाहिँ अझै पनि मेन्स्ट्रुअल हाइजिन अथवा मेन्स्ट्रुअल हेल्थ रिलेटेड चाहिँ स्टिग्माहरू चाहिँ अझै पनि छ अझै पनि गाउँहरू छ जहाँ चाहिँ छाउपडी प्रथा अहिले पनि हुन्छ अनि त्यसैको अवेरनेसको लागि अनि कसरी चाहिँ एउटा वुमनको चाहिँ हाइजिन मेन्टेन गर्न सक्छ मेन्स्ट्रुएसन भएको टाइममा भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ लर्निङ भयो अनि
मेन्स्ट्रुएसनको बारेमा हल्का त थाहा थियो स्कुल कलेजमा त पढाएको थियो बट लाइक यस्तो डिपली चाहिँ हल्का धेरै कुराहरू थाहा थिएन अनि आज त्यही थाहा पाएँ ओभरअल चाहिँ इट वाज गुड एक्सपिरियन्स अनि जस राम्रो थियो सबै कुराहरू सेसनहरू अनि डक्टर अरुणा उप्रेती म्यामले भन्नुभएको पनि बाट धेरै कुरा सिक्न पाइयो मेन्स्ट्रुएसनको बारेमा धेरै कुरा थाहा पाइयो जति थाहा थियो त्योभन्दा पनि बेसी थाहा पायो
Today, कस्तो छ के राम्रो छ के सिक्ने के जाने
एकदम एक्सिलेन्ट एकदम राम्रो भयो होइन कतिपय कुराहरू हामीलाई थाहा थिएन होइन जस्तो अब यो 28 मेको दिन हाम्रो चाहिँ पिरियड डे भनेर मान्ने गरे रहेछ त्यो कुरा हामीलाई थाहा थिएन आज थाहा भयो होइन थाहा भयो अनि यो मेन्सको सम्बन्धमा पनि हामीले कस्ता कुराहरू गर्ने हाइजिनदेखि लिएर परम्पराहरूलाई कसरी तोड्ने हामी प्ले गर्दै हामीलाई यसलाई तोड्ने कुरा सिक्यौँ क्या एकदमै राम्रो भयो यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हरेक वर्गलाई चाहिँ समेट्न सक्छ क्या यो एकदम राम्रो त्यो मलाई चाहिँ एकदम राम्रो लाग्यो
मेन्स्ट्रुएसन लेडिजहरूको सबैभन्दा ठुलो प्रब्लम हो अनि अब यो सबै अल नेपालमै यस्तै प्रब्लमले गर्दा धेरै आइमे मान्छेहरू चाहिँ मर्ने गरेको छन् जुन चाहिँ डेड भएर यही कारणले गर्दा कसैको पनि घरमा छोरा मान्छेले यस्तो मेन्स्ट्रुएसनमा हुने पेनहरूको बारेमा थाहा हुँदैन बुझ्दैन त्यसैले हेल्प गरिँदैन अब चाहिँ यो नै यसरी लाँदाखेरि चाहिँ समाजमा परिवर्तन आउन सक्छ
नमस्ते मलाई चाहिँ आजको प्रोग्राम एकदम राम्रो लाग्यो हजुरहरूले हामीलाई सम्झेर यसरी बोलाएर यो ट्रेनिङमा सहभागी गराउनु भयो एकदम राम्रो लाग्यो यो मेन्स्ट्रुएसनको हामीलाई एकदम यसको आवश्यकता यसको ज्ञान एकदम आवश्यकता थियो र यसले आजको ट्रेनिङले हामीलाई एकदम धेरै नलेज दिएको पायौँ हामीले यसमा